Welcome to the Bare Metals Cyber Security Plus podcast. This series helps you prepare for the CompTIA Security Plus exam with focused explanations and practical context. For a companion study guide, check out the Achieve CompTIA Security Plus 701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. It is the most concise and complete Security Plus guide on the market, built for busy professionals who want to pass the exam fast and on their first try. You can find this book and others at cyberauthor.me. In this episode, we are going to explore the concepts of data sovereignty and geolocation, two critical topics for understanding how and where data can legally and securely exist. These ideas are especially important in today's cloud-driven world, where data may be stored, processed, or transmitted across many countries without the user even realizing it. As cybersecurity professionals, and especially as Security Plus candidates, you must understand the legal and operational impact of where data lives. Let us begin with data sovereignty. Data sovereignty refers to the concept that digital information is subject to the laws and regulations of the country in which it is stored. In other words, the physical location of data determines what legal rules apply to it. This becomes extremely important when companies store or process data in different countries, especially when those countries have different laws regarding privacy, access, and security. For example, the General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union requires that personal data about European Union citizens is handled in very specific ways, even if the organization managing the data is located in another part of the world. This regulation includes rules about consent, the right to be forgotten, and how quickly a breach must be reported. The impact of data sovereignty on an organization can be profound. Companies must make infrastructure decisions that take into account where data is physically located. They may need to use data centers located in specific countries to stay compliant with regional laws. Cloud service providers often give their customers the option to choose storage regions so that data can remain within certain borders. If an organization fails to respect data sovereignty, it could face heavy fines, legal action, and reputational damage. For instance, a company based in the United States that stores European Union user data on servers in the United States might unintentionally violate European privacy laws if the appropriate safeguards are not in place. In short, organizations must think globally but act locally when it comes to storing and managing data. Now let us look at geolocation considerations. Geolocation refers to the physical or geographical location where data is stored, processed, or accessed. This might involve a specific data center, cloud region, or device. While it overlaps with data sovereignty, geolocation also brings unique security challenges. One of the biggest concerns is that different locations have different threat environments. For example, a data center located in a politically unstable region might face risks of government seizure, physical sabotage, or unreliable power infrastructure. Meanwhile, a cloud server in a well-regulated country with a strong legal framework might be much safer from those types of threats. Organizations must factor geolocation into their risk management and security strategy. They often select storage locations based not only on compliance needs, but also on the physical and cyber threats present in the area. This might include evaluating the country's laws, history of surveillance, or relationships with foreign governments. For instance, if a country has a record of forcing companies to hand over encryption keys or user data, storing sensitive data there could compromise user privacy and corporate integrity. In this way, geolocation influences decisions about data backups, disaster recovery planning, and vendor selection. To better understand how this works in practice, consider a multinational company that handles customer data across North America, Europe, and Asia. For European users, it may store data exclusively in European data centers to comply with the General Data Protection Regulation. For Asian markets, it may choose a cloud provider with facilities in countries that have strong data privacy agreements with its home country. In the United States, the company may rely on its own on-premises infrastructure for data that is highly confidential. Each decision is influenced by a combination of legal requirements, security threats, and operational needs. Another example comes from the public sector. A government agency might prohibit sensitive data from being stored on foreign soil altogether, even if it means paying more for domestic hosting. This decision may be based on national security policies or fear of espionage. The agency might also require that any backups remain within national borders and be encrypted using standards approved by local regulators. These real-world policies demonstrate how geolocation is not just about convenience or cost. It is often a strategic decision tied directly to risk and compliance. From an exam standpoint, make sure you understand the difference between data sovereignty and geolocation. Data sovereignty is about legal authority over data based on location. Geolocation is about where the data physically resides and the risks that come with that location. Both can influence which storage providers a company chooses, how data is routed, and what controls need to be in place. You may be asked to evaluate a scenario where a company needs to stay compliant with regional laws or avoid storing sensitive data in high-risk locations. Here is a tip for the Security Plus exam. When a question mentions compliance laws like the General Data Protection Regulation or talks about data center location, it is pointing toward data sovereignty. When the question describes environmental risks, government access, or storage across multiple regions, it is likely focused on geolocation. Understand how both concepts shape data protection decisions, and you will be ready to answer confidently. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal Cybersecurity Plus podcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com. And before you take the test, make sure to check out the practice questions in the book Achieve CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. They cover every domain and are a powerful way to lock in your knowledge.